Sometimes in life, folks, things just don't work out. You try and plan things as best as you can, and they just don't land the way you want them to. But sometimes they do work out perfectly. Things end up being perfectly timed whether you intend it or not. And somehow, for Payday 3 Update 11, both of those things are true. You see, I didn't make an update video yesterday, as you've no doubt noticed, because I was a little bit busy over the last 7 days. I had a week to access this build early as a partner, had absolutely no time to do it. Biggest reason being the Life is Strange double exposure review. Thank you to everybody who watched that. It means a lot to see it perform the way it did, especially for a non-Payday video. But I thought, you know what? Rather than push myself too far and overwork myself with content, I'm going to wait till the update comes out and this time play it live and make an update video. And I'm really glad that I did that, because while this update objectively has some really good stuff, unfortunately every major thing has something bringing it down to the point where I am actually not going to play the game until one of the biggest issues gets fixed. If you don't know what it is, well, you're about to find out. So I'm going to talk you through everything in Update 11. I do not have gameplay myself, but Noli has kindly agreed to let me use his footage wherever relevant to talk about certain points in the game, so much love to him for that, really appreciate it. Also, we are about 40 subscribers away from 40,000, so if you are new to this channel or you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet to stay up to date with all Payday 3 news, please do click it. It's very possible that you could get us over the line with this video, and it would mean the absolute world to me. So please do consider supporting the channel if you've enjoyed the content you're seeing or you'd like to see more of it down the line. But let's talk over everything going on with the new update for Payday 3. Just in case you're newer to Payday 3 or coming back after a while, this is the big free update that adds some of the biggest quality of life features people have been asking for since the game first released. That being a better looking UI, voice chat in-game and text chat for console players, a server browser, and just a general overall fresh lick of paint via that new menu that makes the whole game feel a little bit more fresh. And overall, objectively, these features are really good. But right now, there's issues with every single one. So I want to lead with something right off the bat, which is the stuttering issue, which is one I'm experiencing right now. If you have a lot of friends on Nebula, which I do from having people added to join me on streams, then your entire Payday 3 is completely broken right now. It will stutter non-stop, no matter whether you're in the main menu or in a heist. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, because on stream, I tried it on Xbox, PS5, and Steam. Same issue on all 3 platforms. And you could say, hey, remove some friends. Unfortunately, it seems like I've got some kind of bug where all my friends have no usernames. I bring it up, and it just says they all have no names. So I don't know who to remove, and I'm not about to start taking blind pot shots at my friends list just on the off chance the game might run. I'm going to wait and let Starbreeze fix that. That's their problem. I am not working for it for them. I can let them do that. But if you are out there and you're experiencing that stuttering issue, which is the big issue right now for a lot of Payday 3 players, that's your issue. It's the friends list. If you whack down your friends list or just play on a different account for a little bit, a different Nebula account, you shouldn't experience the problem. So if you're really itching for some Payday 3 fun, that's what you need to do. But on top of that, I have also heard that PlayStation 5 owners are not able to access either Houston or Fear and Greed, or both. There's some DLC issues there which Starbreeze are working on, so please keep an eye out for that. And it's also important that I mention PS5 players, if you are looking to buy Payday 3, don't do it just yet, because the store prices seem to be completely incorrect. The Silver Edition has not disappeared off the store when it should have done, and the Year 1 Edition and base game are not their new lower price. The RRP should be £25 or $30 for the base game, or £50 or $60 for the Year 1 Edition. Right now, it's the old prices, so do not buy on PlayStation until those prices drop. But if you are on Steam, the Year 1 Edition is 40% off right now, and on Xbox, I think it's 60% off. You can get £20 to get the whole Year 1 package of Payday 3, which is kind of insane. It's a massive price drop, and if you are looking to get an Xbox, especially since it left Game Pass, this is a good time to do it. Just don't expect everything to work perfectly just yet, because Starbreeze have got a couple of things to tidy up with this update, but I just thought it's worth mentioning those prices, because value-wise, it's really worth it, especially on Xbox. And the only other thing I want to mention is another console issue. Who would have thought both console versions having problems with a Payday game? But on Xbox, there has been a loading issue for a long time. When you get into the game, or when you're trying to get in, it takes 2 to 3 minutes to take you to the main menu, sometimes longer. I've had it be longer. There was a temporary fix where if you uninstalled all your DLC on your Xbox, it would still know that you had it, but load in like that. Was really, really good. Starbreeze have decided to patch that out now, so if you uninstall the DLC, you don't have it in the game, but then didn't fix the loading problem. It feels very much like the Armor Up nerf when the game first came out, where we're going to do part of the fix now, and it's going to look worse, but we'll make it better later. Please don't do that. It must have been quite clear to Starbreeze, because everyone was talking about it, that this Xbox issue was a very annoying thing that had a very simple fix in the meantime while you guys worked on it. So to patch that fix, but then not fix the loading times, is just incredibly annoying. So please get that as a pronto fix, so that I don't have to sit here twiddling my thumbs for 5 minutes waiting for the game to even open, let alone for it to start stuttering on me. So that needs a fix too, and soon, please. But let's just go through some of the key things that we have in this update. So the new main menu and new menu UI is really, really good. It's not perfect, because a lot of the things that I don't love about the menu still remain. When you're scrolling through weapons, you only see 2 weapons per row, or 2 outfits per row, and then you have to scroll miles down to see the thing you want. The skill system looks the exact same in organization. A lot of the vendor menus are the exact same. The C-Stacks menu has updated so that when you buy C-Stacks, the next price now live update It's a small thing, but really does make a difference. But generally, just the organization of weapons and outfits and things hasn't changed at all, and I would like to see that improved. But a couple of changes include the weapon customization menu now having horizontal customization rather than vertical, so it looks more akin to Payday 2's customization. The skill system has had one change, which is that some of the skill lines have been reordered, so they're kind of more clustered together in groups. So you have more of like your health defense skills in one section. The stealth skills are all together at the bottom, like the 4 lines that relate to that. Basically, if you've been playing Payday 3 recently, when you first go in and look at those skill systems, they will seem out of order. And beyond that, I think the only other thing to note is the odd button in the loadout section might have moved around, but really, like I said, the biggest thing is the visual overhaul. Just the arrangement of your options and the organization of that color scheme and the different boxes and text labels and everything is so much better. It is a much better visually presented game, and the main menu is kind of akin to Payday 2's having all the options on what to do on one side, but even better, you can see everyone who joins your party in the main menu. For me on console, it wasn't working all the time. People weren't joining and showing up in the party immediately, but when it does work, it's really cool to see everyone in your team in the main menu before you even choose a heist, and on top of that, if they live update their outfits, you see that happen in real time, which is really cool. I really like that. And not to mention there's other cool bits like having the news widget in the corner to actually tell you what's happening with the game now, Maskmania. You've also got Mask of the Week that still shows their daily challenges, so some things are still there, maybe in slightly different places, but you can see everything you really need to when you log in on that main menu screen. Really good stuff. As I hinted at earlier, the pre-heist lobby looks a lot better. I mean, no options have really changed on there, but it's just that fresh lick of paint, and it really is amazing just seeing what a fresh lick of paint can do to make things look a lot better. I don't want to rob the Starbreeze of some of their achievements with this update in the negatives that I talk about, because a lot of this stuff objectively is really bloody good. They've really aced what they've done here, even if it needs a lot more work to be absolutely perfect, like with vendor organization and things like that. And the only other thing is the results screen, which has had some structural changes. It looks much better. There's also a scoreboard now. It shows you your kills, your devices hacked, your locks picked, some damage dealt stats. There's really a lot of crazy details, even some really small and seemingly insignificant ones that are just cool to see in a big chart that you can compare with other players. I really like the attention to detail there. So overall, new menu UI, really good. No change to the in-heist UI, maybe that'll come later down the line, but for now, getting the new UI for the menu is a big win. Next up is the CrimeNet server browser, or CrimeNet 2.0, whatever they want to call it. This is the new CrimeNet-esque server browser from Payday 2 that is the Payday 3 version, where you log in, you get an access granted thing that pops in, and then you see everyone's heists appear on a menu with a map of New York, and you can also plan your own heists if you wish beyond that. The organizational layout of it is really good. Being able to scroll through and pick your heists, go in there to see the story briefings, even though it's not quite as clear what they are if you're a new player, I expect. Overall, I have very little to say about its actual layout and organization that is negative, because again, they've really aced it. It's a very good and well-presented server browser. It's fantastically done, but it does have its issues, unfortunately. For one thing, you can't join heists that you don't own, which is really unfortunate. I think even though the DLC is cheaper, it's still better to give people that option, and I hope that they add it later. You know, I could have people show up in my stream saying, is this heist really good? And then I could go, well, join my lobby, play it through once and see if you want to buy it, and then they might make an informed purchase based on that. But if you can't even try it, I don't blame you for going, do you know what, I'm not putting my money into something that I can't play and try out first, because in Payday 2, you could do that, and it was one of the best ways the DLC worked. You can still join if a friend owns it, but generally having a server browser was another great way to get access without relying on a certain friend buying a certain DLC and being on at a certain time as you, so that definitely needs to be changed. Beyond that, there's a couple of teething issues. I mean, there's a similar one to Payday 2 where some lobbies will appear when they're already full. Refreshing the lobbies also doesn't seem to work. When you press the refresh button, the game lags for a second and nothing changes. I imagine that will get fixed, but it's worth mentioning now. And on top of that, just a little bit of a labeling issue that I have personally, a lot of my stream chat agreed with. You can choose your different tactic now when you join a heist or when you make one, whether it's any, so loud or stealth, or whether it's specifically loud or stealth, which I really like. Problem is, if you go to filter for heists, say specifically in stealth, it will show you any that are marked stealth, and also any heists that are marked as any, so stealth or loud, which I don't think is a good idea, because what happens if you join one that's marked as any and it's loud and you search specifically for stealth? It's not a good way to do it. I think when you select stealth, it should only show you stealth-based lobbies. When you select loud, it should show you loud-based lobbies, and if you select any, it will show you any stealth or loud, so you can just make an informed choice based on everything that's visible. If you pick specifically stealth or loud, you should show only specifically stealth or loud heists. That would make it slightly better there function-wise. But these are all just ways to improve it ever so slightly. Like I said, overall, really good system, very few complaints here. But sadly, there's one more big feature that does have a lot more negatives to it, and that is VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, also known as in-game voice chat across all platforms, as well as console text chat. Again, really good idea. The game needed it desperately. I mean, I'm not really a voice chat user in games. I tend to play by myself or talk in a party with friends or stream by myself and talk to stream chat. So I'm not personally interested in using VoIP anyway, but I know it's a very popular feature, and that's why I want to share my feedback on how it could be improved. For one thing, when you first start up Payday 3, VoIP is just turned on by by default. If you don't want it on, you've got to go into your menu settings and switch it off. I have heard that someone in my Discord had some mods installed on PC and the option wasn't there to turn it off, so just be aware if you can't see a VoIP option, turn your mods off for a second and just check and make sure you switch it off just to be sorted on that front. But there's no push to talk option, so either you're fully on or you're fully off, and anyone in your party could hear you having a fight in the background, someone showering next to you, or somebody walking past singing the newest Michael Bublé song. You'd know everything that's happening in your friend's house. That needs to be sorted for sure. We need a push to talk option, definitely. And also just a general extra feedback thing. There's no text chat in the main menu. As I said, when you're in that main UI now, you see your party joining, but there's no way to communicate with them via text chat at the very least. Not sure about voice, so please let me know in the comments, but just that little bit of extra VoIP functionality in the main menu would be really good. I think that'd be a really nice idea. So VoIP, out of all three of the biggest things in this update, is the thing that needs the most work for sure, but overall it's a good stepping stone. We just need a better version of it, and hopefully fixes for that, or a V2 or whatever they decide to do with Starbreeze, is sooner implemented than solo mode, because solo mode came out in beta in June and we've had no changes since. So yeah. Beyond that, a couple of other things I just want to mention. Apparently the zipline on Rock the Cradle is broken. Didn't get a chance to see that myself, but I'm reporting it now because I've heard a lot of people saying it. The oil room in Boys in Blue has finally gone. There is no grey oily sections in the heist anymore, but there are no shadows in the areas that have now been fixed. Still looks better than the oil room, and it's almost poignant and sad to see it go, but it definitely needed to be removed. So at least they've done that. And also in Fear and Greed, those obnoxious ass colour filters have been toned down. When you spawn in now, it's not a big blue filter. It's more like the standard brown when the heist is coming towards an end, and it looks much better. There's none of that jarring colour change going in and out of the trading room now. Really, really nice to see. So very, very good work there, Starbreeze, for fixing that. But there you go. Those are my thoughts on Update 11. I'm annoyed that I haven't had enough time to play with it properly, but at least I've seen enough to know what the update's like, and also to report some of the biggest issues. A lot of the times when I make these update videos, a lot of the launch issues aren't in them because I play them early and review them before all the chaos hits the fan. So I'm really glad that I've actually had a chance to properly report the main issues this time, to make them more well known, and also for anyone who's watching this video experiencing some of these issues to know you're not alone, and hopefully there'll be fixes for them very soon. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I will see you all very soon with a new video. I don't know what the dev vlog's going to be like tomorrow, but I am a bit busy this weekend, so I may be late reporting that, so please stay tuned if it's something good and I'm a bit behind on that front. But thank you all for watching. As always, I greatly appreciate it. As I mentioned earlier, if you fancy checking out my opinion on a game different to Payday 3, please do give my double exposure review a look. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm really happy with the end product, and a lot of you seem to really like it too, so that means a lot to me. Thank you very much. But either way, see you all soon with a new video. Much love, stay safe, have a good weekend. Take care.